Um, what was the name of the documentary again, Raspy?
The name of the document is called Full Disclosure.
And when is that coming out?
We're working on it right now. It's slated, God willing, when it's ready. We've been working on it for the past year. The album's done. The documentary is constantly being worked on. So, God willing, it could be later next year. But it's coming.
Okay, they want to know, what, are you still with the group and the tour and everything?
And are we going to see anything new with B2K?
B2K is always open book, so you just never know.
Right.
To me, for the first time, it feels like it could be a nice hold. For the simple fact is, everyone has their own. For example, Amari doesn't want to perform uh, uh, R. Kelly songs anymore, but we just performed them. So you got to deal with that aspect.
Right.
Um, then you have to deal with, there's still relationships and things as us all being brothers, despite the
Right.
world being in our business, that I still that needs to be mended. At the same time, that could have been all that I was going to get. It took me 16 years to put that group back together. So it could have, that could be it. And if it was it, I kept my promise to all my supporters, and most importantly, my promise to Christ. So, and to see all the joy and love that it brought to the world, love covers a multitude of sins. So at that point, it really didn't matter. So, for to answer that B2K question, and then what was the other one? It slipped me.
Just well, you already answered that one too. Basically, as far as
Oh,
anything new that you guys doing, you're basically saying whatever comes up and y'all are open to it, it can pretty much happen. But I also wanted to know for my own self,
mm-hmm,
basically with you and everything that you've done with the group, how did
mm-hmm.
it feel for you to watch one of your band members, Jay Boog, take the credit for putting the group back together?
I've seen a lot of people take the credit. But it's fine. I know what I know.
Right.
And it was amazing to see everybody's tour on the face when the promoter pulled the bus over and we all had to talk before I decided I was going to leave the tour, because how am I Steve Jobs in jail in my own creation? You understand?
Mm.
Um,
Right.
so for me, it was really cool to see everybody's face that they was like, damn, you didn't even know that Raz put this together. Yeah, Raz put it all together. So it's cool. Everybody played their part. So but I was very instrumental in being the spirit and the driving force
Yeah, because
behind
they
it.
were trying to make it seem like you were, you were too difficult and you didn't want it to happen, and we couldn't reach
Where
out
did
to
that come?
you. Oh, well, that's what how they do on the TV. That's they drama. That's what they try to display for the drama on Love
I
and
mean,
Hip Hop. You know how it
I,
goes.
and I still got a check from them. Obviously, I'm a big deal. So
Oh
it
no,
was.
you can't be
Right.
replaced. Now that's facts.
Rez, what is your sign? Your birthday sign?
I'm a Gemini, and I
Ah.
Gemini.
what a girl
So
wants.
that so does it first they said, so does it frustrate you knowing you guys are potential?
Does it frustrate me knowing that we guys are what?
Potential.
Like
Have
basic,
potential.
yeah, like knowing that y'all could really take
Of course.
over and kill the game if
I
y'all
mean,
wanted to.
of course, but really, all I did was last year that was me setting the platform for what's about to come with Razby. God ain't done with me, so like you don't touch not thy anointing ones do my prophets no harm. So if niggas think I was done, nigga, I just showed people last year a little bit of what I can do, and I'm
Yeah.
putting all that energy into myself. So it bothers me a little bit, but for me, I can finally say, you know what, that chapter's over, but there's so much money and so many more opportunities to really take the brand. But if everybody is on different pages, it's cool. But I talked to there's some stuff coming. I see some B2K stuff coming. Actually, it may not be all
That's
for
just a
God,
lot.
but
Ooh,
that could be a possibility. You never know.
that's a lot of money, man. I would be like, oh my god, because the
Okay,
fans
so
are ready to
they said
support.
okay, so they said they have seen some of the members on the app. So they said they basically asking, is your relationship with the different members are good? Where do y'all stand right now? Are y'all good?
We communicate as long as we can communicate. We're all we know in heart of heart we're brothers. I know Fizz is on the app. He's actually in Hollywood agency as well. He's been on it twice. He's busy, but I told him he's aware. Book been on it once. I know Amari's brother is on it, so I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. But the relationships they're still there. You know what I mean? So that's most importantly.
That's good.
Do you feel like the underdog?
Well, the true leader is always probably going to be the underdog in a way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Right.
Speak
So
on Red.
yeah, yes and no. I feel more as if I have to come down off of my throne at times to do the heavy lifting. So that's like a that's like a yes and a no.
Right.
So Rasby,
You-
are you and Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky close? Because y'all kind of remind me of
Yeah,
y'all
that's
have
my
the
brother.
same type of personality. You know what I mean? So like as far
I
as
know we
what
have
y'all
the
put
same
out with the group,
personality, but we
like yeah,
definitely
like
are.
y'all kind of with the way that y'all think business wise and
Yeah, he's
how y'all
definitely a
stand
businessman.
behind the group.
I would say that because he's one of my really good brothers. He's very creative as well. We've talked a lot, and I love him to death.
I just wanted to know that was yeah.
Yeah,
right. They said, how do you look at fame and where you are now?
how do I look at fame where I am now? Fame, the definition of fame is people know you for what you do. Being popular is another one. And how do I what?
Um,
I'm sorry.
it said, how do you look at fame and where are you now? Where are you now?
If you
Where
could
are
be
you
more
like?
specific,
Where are you like mentally? Where are you mentally?
where am I mentally?
Yeah.
I've always been mentally strong. Um, that's why that's why you guys got b2k in the first place because my will since I was a kid. I grew up watching, having family members with different groups and stuff, so I always wanted mine. So um, mentally, that should show you how strong I am. I wanted to live in China, lived in China. I wanted to meet Michael. I was woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I wanted to have one of the biggest groups of all time. I have one of the biggest groups of all time. So I'm strong. The thing is, you have to continue to feed your brain to make sure that the times that you are weak, that's when the enemy can slip in and trick you
Right.
or set you up or get you caught up and doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing and that's where sin all grown up leads to death. Therefore, if you're doing something too repetitive and it's not good for you, that's why we shouldn't do things too much. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's a balance in everything needs to be done in moderation, whatever it is.
So what would you tell people that's chasing for fame, like chasing fame? They want to be famous,
Be
some
famous for
in and out.
Christ. Be famous for Christ, not in a religious
Uh
way,
huh.
but be famous for Christ. And he will once you draw close to God, he will draw close to you, and he will draw all men unto you. So basically, I basically said, fuck America. I'm going to China, and when I get back this money, all y'all have to bow down and suck my fucking dick and say sorry, bitch ass niggas. Basically, that's how that works.
And
So
they
how
did
did
they
you?
did in a way.
Oh
Millennium
So
yes,
too.
they
how,
did.
That
what you
part.
say?
I'm just
So
keeping it
how
on.
did you? They said. So how did you go about your spiritual journey, getting close to God?
Oh man, you have to sacrifice and suffer for change. You have to be willing to take
Right.
yourself out of your uncomfort, your comfort zone, and be willing to be tested under fire. And for me, my journey is I'm constantly being tested by fire. I'm being tested in this room, but I know how to conduct myself at all
Right.
times.
Right. And I'm glad. And you do good, true baby. Dang, man, you
So
doing good.
they said, what is your biggest regret in your career?
When people say regrets, it would have to be you have to protect your energy.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but this only comes to experience. You got one devil that come on you, then you got seven that's even stronger, right? So you got to be strong, and that it just comes through test and trial. So um, without my experiences in life, I wouldn't have the wisdom. I know it firsthand to know how to make the proper decisions. Anybody can say, "Oh
Mm.
man, you should do this. Oh, you should do that." No, but you gotta live your life and grow. But there's so much wisdom out there if we choose to read and embrace it.
So they said, why did you call Chris Brown gay? Is that true that you call Chris Brown gay?
There's been a lot of speculations. We'll talk more about that in full disclosure documentary, but there's always been a lot of
Uh,
speculations. But I will say this for people out there, there's a lot of people that put out either put out fake press releases. There's been people on my Twitter. There's been people that put out stuff in the news that I haven't said. Anything that I'm gonna say, I'll tell you to your face, straight up. I don't give a fuck.
Uh,
right.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
So
And
they
shout out to
actually,
Chris Brown. I
So
love his
so
work.
technically y'all not cool.
Positive.
Y'all not cool.
I don't have any problems with Chris Brown, nor do I think he has any with me. Unfortunately, like I said, you have other elements around that want to take things and make them what they're not.
Right. Right.
right.
That's how the devil be working, baby. Them haters.
So they said it's a part of Suge Knight threatening you going to be on the documentary as well.
Suge Knight.
Ain't he in jail?
Yeah, they said that Suge Knight really threatened your
Oh.
life.
I never heard that one.
That's what they said in the comments.
Oh, you see, y'all just doing the most now. Y'all know that man been locked up and gonna stay locked up, okay, for a minute.
They said, "What artist would you like to work with today?"
Oh man, I wouldn't be opposed to working with any artist for the most part. Um, I'm open to working with any artist, but if, I'm so like away from the game in a way to where I'm behind closed doors. It doesn't really. I don't really like. I would desire to work with anyone that would want to work with me. That we're on the same vibe, but I'm not chasing anyone.
That is a good question, Razby. Would you work with 6ix9ine?
Why wouldn't I?
Cause he's a snitch.
I seen an interview the other day, and it was pretty interesting. And this is me just talking devil's advocate. He was like, as a kid growing up, I thought rap was real. In other words, he met these people and he's like, you ain't really what you talking about. So what a lot of these people are maybe faces for talking about what they people are talking about. Maybe you got some homies that can go handle the business, but are you really the one handling the business?
Uh-huh.
So for a kid growing up, he needs some time. Obviously, I personally think maybe somebody's allowing for him to just
Right.
tear tear it apart. You know what I mean? Because it's been so much perpetrating for so long, so much smoke and mirrors. We are all as a human race took a quantum leap. Therefore, our knowledge and our mind, we've been red and blue pill. It's for us to choose to want to open up their eyes.
All right.
Right. So would I work with Takashi? Sure, I would work with Takashi because that would be my moment. I would have a chance to be able to talk to him and let him know where he's at and like his influence. But there's something I like about the kid, and you also have to tell yourself, snitch or no snitch. If if you were the guy who had your foot on George Zimmerman's neck, what would you do? So if you about to go to jail for something that you didn't do, why 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 take up somebody else's shit? Like I don't to
Okay,
each his
I
own.
get the metaphor in some way, but just Raz, whatever you do, just don't tell him nothing, okay? Don't tell him.
There's a code, and I think people will need to respect the code, and the code is real simple. It's mind your own fucking business and mind your own fucking business. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just mind your business. But to each his own. But if I did have a chance to talk to or work with him, it may not necessarily be music. That me working with him could be in the studio, maybe counseling them, or he's counseling me. Who knows? You never know. You can't put nothing back. But he's obviously on his planet for a reason. So we got to respect the reason I brought him down here, and let's see where his growth goes. But I have nothing bad or ill to say about the dude. God bless him in his journey.
Yeah, that's
So
fair. Yeah.
what brought you to bingo?
Well, me living in China for 7 years, knowing this is an Asia-based app, I was very familiar with these type of apps. This one particularly started in Singapore, was bought out by a Chinese company called YY. And during quarantine, like a friend of mine, shout out to Brandon Keys, was like, Raz would kill it on his app, and I'm sure he would bring a lot of people with him. So I've been on the app close to 5 months, and that's exactly what I've been doing.
Right.